Welcome to The Bend, where we explore all things Bend and Central Oregon. But this episode, we travel 2,300 miles across America, all for the sake of a van. But not just any van, it was the only van we could find in a pandemic. Along the way, we crossed 9 states. We followed Lewis and Clark to the headwaters of the Missouri River. We saw the largest truck stop in America. And we saw the only corn palace in existence. There are things in America you may never see. And there are also things in America you can't unsee. For example, Bark and I have been making films together since 2017. And while we've been using our cars to get around, transport gear, and work out of, we knew we needed to upgrade our mobile studio as our film house and producer of this channel, Connecty Films, continues to grow. Time to get a van. The issue was the U.S. supply chain was in a horrible state, and we couldn't find a van.
A global traffic jam of ships carrying goods at major U.S. ports is affecting consumers and businesses across the nation.
American consumers are buying up products faster than suppliers can ship them.
The fight over toilet paper that went viral around the world.
I just want one pack.
I understand, lady, and we just want one van. We were dead in the water until a friend of ours in Bend found this beauty in Ohio. A 2021 Winnebago Solus built on the Ram ProMaster body with 29,000 miles. The only problem? It was in Ohio. Bark and I thought about shipping it or paying someone to drive, but with the holiday weekend coming up, we thought, why don't we go get it? Think about it, we could see the country just like all those previous generations of families. Plus, we get to drive across country and see what America's been up to during the pandemic. What could go wrong? Then we did a quick map search. Columbus, Ohio is 38 hours and 2,500 miles of driving to Bend, Oregon.
What the hell?
Not to mention I was on vacation with my family on the Oregon coast when we decided to do this. If you've never been to the Oregon coast, well, that needs a show of its own. So Bark flew to Columbus on Wednesday to pick up the van before meeting me at the Chicago airport.
Morning, Comfort Suites, Columbus, Ohio. I didn't sleep so well because I'm a little nervous, plus I don't know, sleeping in a hotel room after flying all day is kind of hard. Denton is going to show up in about 30 minutes with our new ride. Hope it's as promised, because you know what? I'm in freaking Columbus, Ohio, and man, I don't really want to take a plane home tomorrow. And then I'm off to Chicago, where hopefully James will make his flight. And Winnebago, Denton, good guy, full tank of gas. We were cruising in case I wreck it on the way home. At least we saw that at one point in time. It was in pretty freaking sweet shape. Next stop, Terminal 1, O'Hare. All right, James, you better be on time, buddy.
It was not looking good for me. After leaving the family vacation early, I drove to Portland Airport, got to see this guy, not bad, and luckily made my flight. Good COVID protocol, friend. Double masking.
I'm about 10 minutes away from the airport. James has landed, so I just need to go pick him up at O'Hare, and we're going to hit the road.
I'm at O'Hare, but where's Bark? Apparently when driving a large van, you should avoid arrivals at all costs. So up the stairs we go, and... It's like my own personal hotel shuttle. There it is! How many hours you got on this thing so far?
Well, I've driven 364 miles. And then I had like a 2-hour stop at Target where I kind of napped in the back.
You've already slept in it.
Well, I did kind of fall asleep just for a second.
Focus, Bark.
Because I already screwed up.
You're driving a rig.
It is a rig, dude.
So now the trip really begins, and as we left O'Hare, we had a couple of hours to travel from Chicago to just past Davenport, Ohio, the largest truck stop in America.
So I hear you can get like customized gear. They got like an embroidery shop.
Truckers have been coming to the Iowa 80 truck stop since 1964. It sits towards the middle of the second longest interstate in the U.S. from New Jersey to San Francisco. There are 3.5 million truck drivers in the United States, and each one drives about 100,000 miles a year. Those miles are mostly barren, so when you see something like this, you stop and appreciate it.
We had to come here. I mean, yeah, we'll get some great mountain shots.
But you'll never see anything like this. The Iowa 80 truck stop has everything a trucker's heart desires. There are ghillie suits, monster trucks, cool t-shirts, cowboy gear, tiny guitars, swords, and close combat fighting weapons that might not be legal. And it's true, they have embroidery for your truck or for your long-lost pet. The list goes on, big or small, and families have been relying on this place for decades.
If you were to pimp your rig, what would you pick right now?
My initial reaction was like the horns. So see like chrome horns. It kind of swayed me on the glow in the dark eyes. Look at those eyes, like the donkey with the eyes.
Maybe you should sleep on it.
Tomorrow morning.
It was tough to tear ourselves away, but we had a lot of miles ahead of us, and the day had to end. Our goal was to make our way across South Dakota the next day to see the world's only corn palace in Mitchell, South Dakota. So we tucked away next to our new 5,000 friends and had a quiet, peaceful night of rest. We awoke on day 3 with the infamous Corn Palace on our minds. Thankfully, Bart didn't have time to get anything embroidered or the donkey hood ornament, and we were making good time.
Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota. 966.7 miles. Travel time, 15 hours, 57 minutes. Halfway home. All right, maybe not.
Today was the day we got an appreciation for how big things get in the West. It took us 7 hours to get across Iowa and part of South Dakota, and the sun was starting to set as we reached Mitchell.
Left for the Corn Palace. Corn Palace. Right turn.
This Corn Palace is oddly far from the interstate.
It is 5:46 here. Corn Palace closes at 6, and we have
devastation.
5 minutes to get there. We've been driving all day.
Sadly, we're just going to see the outside of the Corn Palace. I just hope that lives up to my dream.
Oh my gosh. It's like a corn Taj Mahal.
Oh, I think the Corn Palace is on fire.
That's not a good sign.
Turns out the Corn Palace was fine, and the good people of Mitchell were just celebrating another fine day in the heartland. And this place was truly amazing.
I'm standing here today in front of a palace. A palace made of corn. If you can believe that.
The Corn Palace was everything we imagined. Here to tell you about it is Brandon from the Mitchell Fire Department.
We need to know everything there is about the Corn Palace in 30 seconds or less.
The Corn Palace is a tribute to the farmers. Been here for over 100 years. Every year the murals get changed. From the corn to the wheat, everything gets changed out every year. Next year it's going to be a circus theme. Every spring, the Shrine Club has a circus in there. There's basketball games, volleyball games, everything. In the summertime, it's open to tourists, and the gift shop in the center with more of the history.
Who would know the most in Mitchell about the Corn Palace?
There is only one thing in Mitchell, South Dakota, and you would think everyone would know. We asked around. These people were in a dog show. This guy had a little stranger danger going on.
You're from Mitchell? How often do you come to the Corn Palace?
Pretty often.
Yeah? What do you like to do at the Corn Palace?
See everything and see how big this place is.
Like the name of the person.
So I think they change it every year. I don't know exactly how long that takes or anything like that, but yeah,
This place was built in like the 1880s, 1890s.
Is this the coolest thing in the Corn Palace?
Oh no, there's cooler. Yeah.
There's cooler stuff?
Yeah.
What?
Troy Magnuson.
Why would Troy know?
Because he's worked at the Corn Palace for 35 years. And if he can't tell you anything about this place, yeah, it's going to be bad.
Wait, is this a YouTube video?
Not yet.
Oh. It's gonna
Wait,
Are we going viral? We're gonna go
You
viral.
might go viral. How would you feel if you went viral?
Pretty excited.
You'd be pretty excited?
Yeah. I would be.
What would going viral do for your life?
Probably make a lot of donations.
It'll make me famous.
Make you famous?
Go fund me. Probably like give me $1 million. Probably be a millionaire or something. Subscribe to the Bend.
And come visit Mitchell, South Dakota to see the world's only corn palace.
Despite the fun time we were having with the people of Mitchell,
Mitchell smells great. That's all you need.
we had another long day ahead of us, so we packed it in and made our way west toward the Missouri River.
Free campground on the river. River we don't know the name of. It's very big.
If you like what we're doing on this channel, consider subscribing. We'll continue to do shows on the quirky character and local secrets of Bend, and sometimes other places. Next up on The Bend, we'll take you on part 2 of our cross-country journey to the famous Wall Drug, notorious Sturgis, South Dakota, beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and the banks of the Columbia River before heading back to Bend. Thanks for exploring with us.